Hello everyone, this is Chungyong Park from YCC News Special. Today, I will introduce religions of Joseon Dynasty in 19th century and find out what effect they had given to the society of Joseon. Also, I will introduce the religions of Korea nowadays and find out how these religions of past and present are related to each other. Now, let's have a look on religions of Korea. In 19th century Joseon, people were in a chaos. After suffering two big wars, Joseon society remained confused, with disappearing hierarchy and the exploitation of officers. At first, Hungseondaewon-gun, father of King Gojong, tried to block the gate of the whole nation, so it made a success of it. Joseon didn't trade or interchange with any other imperialism countries. Even France and America tried to open the gate of the Joseon in force. Hungseondaewon-gun could stop them. But after King Gojong removed his father from power, Japan attacked Joseon to make them trade with them. So Joseon and Japan concluded an unfair treaty which is called Ganghwado Joyak. After this, Joseon had to make unfair treaties with imperialism countries such as America in series. So peasants of Joseon suffered from the exploitation of officers inside and the competition with cheap industrial products from industrialized countries outside. This is why Donghak appeared. Donghak was made in 1860 by Choi Jae-woo, who was a prominent Confucianism scholar. He felt the severity of the social disorder that time, so he advocated man himself is the sky, which means every people are all equal. Also, Donghak was to drive out foreign forces. These ideas of Donghak made the Donghak peasant movement to happen. I have dealt with this topic before, so look up the first video if you want to find out more about it. So back to the point, because this Donghak peasant movement and Donghak was suppressed by the government, believers of Donghak had to dismiss. But in 20th century, Joseon was in a risk to be a colony of Japan. To prevent this, Donghak changed its name in Cheondogyo and conducted an independence movement. Son Byung-hee, the third religious leader, was a popular scholar and independence fighter. Cheondogyo is still believed by people, and there is main religion hall of Cheondogyo in Seoul. Also, Cheondogyo believers participated most when writing the Declaration of Independence of March 1st movement. Also, there is another religion fought for independence. It is called Daejongyo. Daejongyo was started by Nachol, who was a force-using independence fighter. Daejongyo is a religion that believes in Dangun, who is a protagonist of the main birth myth of Korea. The myth says that the son of the god, Hwanung, came down in Korean peninsula with the rain god, the crop god, and the cloud god. He gave garlic and Korean wormwood to tiger and bear because they begged to be humans. But only bear made it, so the bear who became a woman and Hwanung married and gave birth to Dangun. Daejongyo believes that human being and civilization started from Baekdu Mountain, and Dangun is the father of Korean people. Actually, Nachol, the religious leader of Daejongyo, tried terrors in important buildings and people of Japan. He tried to kill 5 Joseon officers who concluded the merger treaty between Japan and Korea. So, Daejongyo allowed and encouraged believers to fight for independence using force. The famous general Kim Ja-jin, who led the Cheongsanri Daecheop to success, was also a believer of Daejongyo. Cheongsanri Daecheop was a big war of Korean army raised injustice, who were not a proper army and Japanese army. The believers of Daejongyo formed the independence fighting army themselves and fought against Japanese army. The Japanese government also felt the power of Korean religions were growing, so they started to oppress other religions of Korea. Daejongyo was one of them. At that time, Daejongyo had a hard time under Japanese restriction, but it is still passed down until now. There is a Daejongyo shrine inside Sajikdan in Seoul. 사직단 is a shrine to pray for good harvest that year. Like this, we can find out that lots of religions also worked out for independence of the nation that time. Not only 천도교 and 대종교, but many other religions participated in independence movements. Nowadays, there are many religions in Korea as well. Most well known is Christian religion and Buddhism. Now, let's find out more about the religions in Korea present and how they influence our society nowadays. Christian religions first came inside Korean peninsula in Joseon Dynasty. At first, Joseon kings were not accustomed to the idea that every people are equal, so Christian religion was suppressed by the royal family at first. Lots of Joseon people who believed Christian and missionaries from Western countries were executed. But nowadays, there are so many Christians in Korea. Korea is known as one of the countries that has the most churches. The night in Korea is filled with red LED crosses. Of course, the Christian religion is the religion that influenced human beings the most in the history. The Bible is the book that had been sold most in human history and also possesses many believers. Christian religion is the religion that believes the idea of Jesus Christ. But in Korea nowadays, there are many fake Christian religions too. As the pseudo-religions come up, these religions threaten many people's daily lives. Buddhism is the religion that had been passed down in Korea until now since the period of 3 countries, which are Goguryeo, Baekje, and Silla. Buddhism first showed up in India. After Buddhism came in Korea, it was the main religion of the country since Goryeo Dynasty. But in Joseon Dynasty, they believed Confucianism mainly, so Buddhism and many Buddhist temples were gone away. Buddhism is the religion that believes reincarnation. People believe that they have to be kind to others for their rebirth. Buddhism was made by Buddha, who was a prince of Indian kingdom. So Buddhism believers do not believe in gods, because even their starter was not a god. There are many kinds of Buddhism such as Wonbulgyo in Korea nowadays. It is also one of the most believed religion in Korea nowadays too. In conclusion, we had some look on many kinds of religions that exist in Korea. Some of them are from other countries, and some of them are started inside Korea. The religions such as 천도교 and 대종교 had worked out in the crisis of the nation to save the country from risks that time. They fought for their country and they made lots of independence movement to help people and the nation itself. But some of the religion leaders nowadays are bringing more disorders in society, such as a pastor that had led a protest in the time of coronavirus 19, or a pseudo-religion leader that had made the virus more spreaded. I think this is not the religion leaders should do. They should stay calm and do the work to make people calm like the people in history did. I hope they do their job well for the society and show the real power of unity that religion can make. This is end of the YCC News special this month. Thank you for watching.